Good afternoon, everyone. And we're now moving from royalty and energy into gold, and actually one of the largest gold deposits in the world that's located in Alaska. Before we get started, I would like to draw your attention to our cautionary statement. The presentation does contain forward-looking information that are detailed in our various EDGAR and CEDAR filings that you can reference. NOVAGOLD has the truly unique deposit that's located in Alaska. It is recently permitted. I'll provide greater detail in the presentation in the coming slides. We've hit critical milestones in 2018 that we had been working toward over 6 years with federal and also state agencies. That was a successful undertaking. So Donlin Gold is a 50-50 jointly held deposit with Barrick that we have worked collaboratively over the last 10 years with our partner and have been advancing it steadily over that time period. I'm going to speak about the 6 key attributes because this really renders the project unique in the industry. Rarely do you find an asset that really meets all of these requirements and have the size, the grade, the growth, the partnership, the jurisdictional appeal of being located in Alaska, a state that's welcoming resource development, and the longevity. With just the current resources, we have 3 decades of production. So I'll detail each of these in the coming slide. Starting with size, it is 5 times bigger than the average of the peers that you see on this list of deposits that are looking at development. Beyond the size, it has grade. At 2.25 gram per ton, it is more than double the average industry grade, which is very meaningful in allowing you to have lower cost structure and is a lot more forgiving through multiple gold cycles once built. So this is a key distinguishing factor in any deposit when looking at investments. So we have size, we have grade, and with the longevity of a 27-year mine life based on the 39 million ounces that are in the resources currently at Donlin, we would have greater than 1 million ounces of production throughout that mine life. And that's on a 3-kilometer portion of the 8-kilometer gold mineralized belt, so very meaningful. This is to put it into perspective. These are the 10 largest gold producing deposits that were envisioned to produce greater than 1 million ounces in 2018. So as you can see, it is very meaningful. Even more meaningful on the backdrop of declining discoveries. There's been very few discoveries of any consequence over the last decades, and when you superimpose this on the depletion of reserves in the industry, I think that is why we're seeing some big mergers today. To mention a few, Barrick and Randgold, and more recently Goldcorp and Newmont. You know, the reserves are depleting substantially, and miners have to look to replace these reserves to be able to continue to meet their production guidelines. So the 39 million ounces on the property was defined through an extensive drill program over more than a decade time period with 1,400 drill holes. So extensively drilled and proven is the resource currently at site. And here you see the 8-kilometer gold-bearing mineralized trend, and the ACMA and Lewis is delineated in white. That is the reserve pit that contains the resources. And what that demonstrates is the extensive exploration opportunities that remains ahead for us in the future years once you're up and you have the property and the mine built. This is another image of the site. Again, we see the ACMA and Lewis deposit, which would comprise the pit. It's a topography that is amenable to mining and doesn't have very harsh winter conditions, so it makes it a year-round operation in Alaska. What you see here too is the airstrip that we have currently that would be moved once construction would begin for the site, given that it's in proximity to where the pit is envisioned for the site. It has attractive valuation at rising gold price environment, and also a long mine life that offers the likelihood of being very positive through multiple bull markets. And so you see here we've provided at a 5% discount rate and 0% discount rate, being located in North America and having an opportunity to produce for multiple decades offers the likelihood of healthy returns for projects such as this. Another key attribute for the Donlin Gold project is that it's located on private land. It was designated for mining activity and is owned by two native corporations, Chalista Corporation and the Kuskokwim Corporation, that have the mineral rights and the surface right. These are active participants in the property and also in our outreach efforts. And this was established through what's called the Alaska Native Claims Settlement Act in the early 1970s, where land was redistributed to 12 native corporations for their economic benefit of the people in the region. So this is a very important part of our development activity, is our involvement with the native corporation partners. Here we have quotes from the president and CEOs of both of these native corporations, who take part in all of the activities and the external affairs involvement in village meetings that we have throughout the region. Here we have a quote from Barrick on the recent receipt of the Record of Decision, which is the key federal part of the federal NEPA process that we underwent over the last 6 years. And I will let you read that at your leisure. It is included in our materials and also available on our website and at our booth. Alaska is a great place that is open for responsible resource development, especially with the receipt of our permits more recently. It is really looking forward to the opportunity to expand their mining industry, which is already quite successful, given that Alaska is the second largest gold producing state in the US. And so we've had some quite positive interactions and developments as of late as it relates to not only the mining industry, but Donlin Gold more specifically. Here we have a photo of the official signing ceremony that was held in August upon the receipt of our Record of Decision. It was the first time that a joint Record of Decision was issued by federal agencies through the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers and the BLM. So this is a historical first for the U.S., and they, as a result, did an official signing ceremony with the participation of multiple parties that we see here in the photo. So we had the former commander of the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers present, the lead of the BLM, and also we have a statement at the top of the slide from the former Secretary of the Interior, Ryan Zinke. So this was very momentous for the U.S. being able to issue this for the Donlin Gold property with very limited to no opposition throughout the entire permitting process, given the extensive level of engagement efforts that took place throughout that period. So here we had another critical milestone that we achieved. As per our reorganization plan that was established back in 2012, we had looked at, in order to focus on the Donlin Gold property, divest of non-core assets. And we, as a result, were successful in selling the Galore Creek project back in July to Newmont. And this is also a great polymetallic deposit, but having two big properties of that size for a company like NOVAGOLD with a focus on Donlin, we looked at divesting of our interest. So for a total consideration of $275 million, we sold Galore to Newmont. As a result, we also did an official handoff with the Tahltan First Nation, Newmont, and Teck in Smithers, and we congratulate them on their new partnership, and we were happy to successfully divest of Galore Creek. So our balance sheet, we currently have $166 million in cash as of August, and have not done a financing since January of 2012. We've been very prudent with the funds that were entrusted into us by our shareholders. As a result, we have some excellent list of shareholders that own material interest in the company. 55% of their interest is held in the top 6 shareholders in the company, which I will detail in a few slides. And so here we have upcoming catalysts. We have completed the federal permitting for the Donlin Gold project, including our optimization effort. The next steps will involve looking at that optimization effort and refolding it into an updated study. And so with Barrick, we will work on that and provide an update to the market in the coming months on these next steps, which we're looking forward to. They will involve also looking at advancement in innovative technologies and looking at potential third parties for the key infrastructure items in the project development. So here's a list of our top shareholders. As you can see, we are primarily institutionally held. Most of these shareholders have been invested for greater than 7 years in the company and understand that NOVAGOLD is in essence an unexpiring warrant on gold. You have a 40 million ounce deposit, high grade, excellent partnership, solid balance sheet. The company's not going to go and do something crazy and has the ability to execute given its experience in developing and operating large-scale assets. So we have a great slate of shareholders that we're very thankful for and continue to deliver for. So just in summary and in closing, we have the excellent balance sheet. We have one of the largest, highest grade gold deposits in the industry. And we have supportive stakeholders from the state to our shareholders to help us and encourage us on continuing to execute on our mission and our strategy. And we have a truly accomplished leadership team, most of which come from the likes of Newmont, Barrick, and Goldcorp, and who have been with the company for greater than 7 years. We have 13 employees total. We're over $1 billion market cap. We trade on the New York Stock Exchange and the TSX. We have excellent liquidity. We trade on average 1 million shares daily. We're at booth 523. We welcome your visit and would love to chat with you, and thank you for your time today.